Good afternoon, YouTube friends and family. This is a list of all of the many reasons not to vote for Hillary Clinton. She's not honest, nor is she likable. She is interested in her own power and her own goals only. Benghazi, Hillary at the heart of the investigation because of the video lie. She had 600 requests for more security to help, and she ignored them, and 4 Americans were brutally slaughtered. She's bought and paid for by banks and financial institutions. She is shallow and has no sense of loyalty. She has a willingness to tolerate immoral behavior. Whitewater, Watergate. She was fired from positions because of unethical behavior, fraudulent legal briefs, confiscated public records. She lied, and taxpayers paid $145 million. She has no regard for Israel. She does not believe that Jerusalem belongs to Israel and the Jewish people, and she does not support Israel. She has no regard for our Constitution. She has unjustly dismissed workers. The death of Vince Foster. Taking money from Bill Gates for Common Core, which is a communist core education program. Voted for the Iraq War. She disrespects our military, our law enforcement officers, and she supports Black Lives Matter. She's a flip-flopper on many issues, including marriage and homosexuality and gender, etc. She stole White House furniture, $200,000 worth, which she had to return. She's happy to do business with criminals. She uses bullies and private police. She's involved in illegal election processes. She's married to an impeached president, disbarred liar, and adulterer. She uses government property resources for her own gain. Allows siblings official pardons. Failed to maintain propriety. She's taken many bribes. She takes money from foreign governments who support Sharia law, the submission of women. They hate Christians. And some of these countries are Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, Algeria. And they have horrific human rights records. But yet she accepts money from them all. Millions and millions. She accepts money from special interests. She's allowed the White House to be trashed upon departure. She's distrusted by Secret Service agents, and she's very nasty to these Secret Service agents. She has nearly no accomplishments as a senator. Her role in reform healthcare in the 90s was a complete disaster. Insufficient understanding of terrorists. Wants big government and raises taxes on the middle class. She does not care about women and attacks women who her husband raped. She defended a rapist as a lawyer. During Hillary's tenure as Secretary of State, the period in which she and President Obama sought serially to embrace, legitimize, and empower the Muslim Brotherhood. Hillary has Islamic Muslims who surround her. Abedin, a woman with her own well-documented personal and family ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. Supporters of those like Muslim Public Affairs Council, President Salam al-Marayati. In 2010, Clinton personally overturned standing policy to approve the admission into the United States of one of the Muslim Brotherhood's top operatives, Tariq Ramadan. Hillary Clinton also personally approved the policy of formally engaging with Muslim Brotherhood. She played a leading role in developing and executing Obama administration initiatives aimed at bringing the Muslim Brotherhood to power in Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and Syria. She was personally involved in advancing the Muslim Brotherhood Organization of Islamic Cooperation agenda aimed at prohibiting defamation of Islam, the religion. On her watch, the United States supported the approval of UN Human Rights Council resolution for that purpose, UN Resolution 1618. Clinton also subsequently launched and presided over the Istanbul process to advance the implementation of Resolution 1618, which calls for the criminalization of such defamation. In July 2011, she pledged that in the United States we would use some old-fashioned techniques for peer pressure and shaming so people don't feel they have to support what we abhor, the unmistakable threat to freedom of expression. That objective of restricting speech that offends Muslims was also explicitly served by the fraudulent meme that Clinton, among others, promoted concerning Benghazi. The, quote, hateful, unquote, online video caused the riot that resulted in the murderous attack of U.S. facilities there September 11, 2012. Public disclosed emails have revealed that Huma Abedin and Rashad Hussein, a special envoy to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, were tasked with impressing to the OIC that they were countering the dissemination of these offensive materials. Commander-in-Chief, actual or prospective, should not be partnering with these particular radical Islamic terroristic people. Hillary is incapable of even saying these words, radical Islamic terrorism. She brings baggage and scandal with her. Clinton and her running mate Tim Kaine promised they would allow 550% more Muslims into this country unvetted. She is in favor of internet regulation. She has a poor grasp of economics. She has a socialist voting record and writings that are Marxist. Little respect for property rights. She shows disdain for the Bill of Rights. She favors an appointment of judges who twist the Constitution. She has a bad memory. She says sodomy and gender rebellion are, quote, human rights, unquote. She's a compulsive liar. She lacks religious convictions except when it benefits her narrative. She gets frustrated and screams such things as, at this point, what does it matter? Do you remember Benghazi Gate? She has little in common with Americans. She's in favor of amnesty for illegal immigrants. Maintain private email servers for her own secrecy. Loves abortion and the killing of our children on demand 24/7, paid for you and your tax dollars up until the moment of birth. And she believes that that is good health care. Attempted to cover up her deleting thousands and thousands of emails. She's never held a real job. Unwilling to allow exposure to her tax documents. Used FBI files to form enemies lists for personal and political uses. Encourages felons to lie for her. Unable to handle criticism. Russia invaded Ukraine on her watch. She will not release transcript speeches that were given to financial institutions. Supports the TTP, which is the bad trade deal for offshoring of our jobs. Wants massive illegal immigrants into our country with free health care, free housing, and free education. Voted against English as the USA official language. Never admits flaws and is very secretive. Uses planted questions and coaches. Bought and paid for by large financial institutions and banks. She would be like a third term of Obama communism. Obsessed with secrecy and paranoia. Lacks honor and has a dreadful temper. Voted against partial birth abortion ban. Corruption of the Clintons goes way back many years. She is very sick and ill, and she's hiding her illness. She did not give Haiti most of the donations that came into the Clinton Foundation. Lifelong establishment politician, queen of crony capitalism. She's a professed Goldwater girl who were against the black Americans. Only First Lady who ever subpoenaed by a grand jury. 15 Clinton friends convicted of 40 federal crimes. Cattlegate. Hillary's $5,000 cattle future investments returned $490,000. Insider trading. Improper FBI background checks on 900 Republican officials. Chinagate. Millions funneled in a Clinton re-election campaign illegally from China. Used IRS to harass enemies. NRA, Judicial Watch, Heritage Foundation, and other conservative organizations, including Bill Clinton's women that he raped and that he had affairs with. Pardongate, scandals with Hillary's brother, Hugh Rodham, pardoning drug kingpins, pardoning senior citizen scammers, and the FALN terrorists. Investigated numerous times for ethics violations. No signature doctrine or diplomatic breakthroughs as Secretary of State. Wasted $80 million on U.S. consulate in Afghanistan, never completed. Clinton State Department huge in intelligence gathering, intel, fingerprints, emails, credit card numbers, work schedules, etc. on foreign diplomats, UN officials, and our allies, and our people at home. Hillary refused FBI request to name Boko Haram a terrorist group. She will say anything to anyone to be elected. She has a track record of corruption. She lied about being under sniper fire in Bosnia. She helped create the horrible Iran deal, and they are now closer than ever to getting nuclear weapons. Hillary would choose liberal, anti-American, anti-Constitution, anti-Christian judges to the Supreme Court if given a chance. She wants a 25% tax on guns, restriction on ownership, regulations, backdoor methods of gun control, promoting gun makers should be held liable when a gun is used in a crime. Hillary believes the Russian reset worked. Contempt for working people and wanting to destroy the coal industry. She's endorsed by Barack Hussein Obama. She is not a champion of the poor or the middle class and will shove huge tax raises on the middle class. Hillary wants to keep Obamacare, and she thinks it is good for the American people, but not good for the government. Clinton death list grows to 33 this past summer, 2016. And last but not least, she rigged the primaries against Bernie Sanders. So that's it, folks. That's my list. I'm sure there's a few that I missed, but that's the beginning. This is a movement here. Make America Great Again with Donald Trump. If you vote for Hillary, it is like voting for Obama again. Christians should never vote for her wickedness and what she stands for, the murdering of our little babies. Up until the moment of birth, people, I'm not kidding you, with your tax dollars. This is the fork in the road. Do we make America great again? Or are we going to end up flushing ourselves down the toilet? God is opening up the eyes of the people in America. Look at these huge groups of crowds going to Trump's different seminars around the country, all over his campaign trail. I've got a follow-up here pretty soon I'm going to do of a Bible code of Donald Trump. So anyways, do not vote for Hillary. We need to turn this thing around while we are still here. We need to take care of our country while we're still here. Jesus is coming soon, but let's occupy and be responsible until he comes back. Amen. God bless you all. And Mary.